Hi guys, this is Natia Joy and welcome to my book YouTube.
I know, but I gotta get up out of here, I gotta go feed these.
So I don't have half of the books with me today because I usually get them from the library. Support your local library. And I also left a couple books back home. But I'm going to tell y'all how I got back into reading. So I realized I spent a lot of time on social media. Like an unhealthy amount, like my screen time was diabolical. So I started reading more in order to get my mental health better because I feel like social media does not make my mental health better. And I wanted a new hobby. I'm always looking for hobbies that fulfill me mentally, whether it's reading, the gym, Pilates. I need something to fulfill me mentally. This book right here, I have all my notes on my phone. This book right here was a 4 out of 5 on Fable for me, but I think it was definitely a 5 out of 5 now that it's weeks later. So a friend of mine gave me this book to read. I needed and wanted to read a coming of age story because I was reading like a lot of horror, and like another genre I love is Desperate Housewives type fiction, white woman in a neighborhood with drama. Chef's kiss. You'll see that at the middle of the video when I talk about Big Little Lies. But if your parents are African, Caribbean immigrants, or Black immigrants, then this story will be very relatable to you. I feel like the relationship between the mother and daughter was super relatable to me. I love the themes of self-discovery in the book. I feel like the main character was 25, I'm 24. I feel like there's a lot of good quotes about discipline and self-discovery, which I really need right now. Two things I really need right now. So that was a really good book. I think I might go back and re-rate it a 5 out of 5 on Fable. Moving on, we're going to Hidden Pictures. So Hidden Pictures is a horror book. Anyone who knows me knows I love horror movies, horror books. Like, it's just it to me. It's about a girl who's a recovering addict who goes and babysits for a rich family, and she discovers that the child is making these drawings, like not regular children drawings, like freaking horrifying drawings. First they're stick figures, but then they become more and more frightening. And I love that the author put the drawings in the book. That's what makes it more frightening. I used to read this book at 2 a.m. I read it, I think, in like 4 days, but I read it at 2 a.m. just loving the horror aspect, loving it. I believe I gave it a 5 out of 5 on Fable because it really scared me in a good way. It was definitely also creative and very original storytelling. Like, I've never seen a horror book like that as of yet. Next, I have None of This Is True. This was freaking fire. Y'all gonna be like, she gives every book a 5, but I don't. Y'all will see. But this book was the best thriller I've read this year, and I've read, 8 books, about to be on my 9th. Best thriller of the year. So it's about a podcaster who interviews a woman who happens to be her birthday twin. She convinces her to make her the subject of the podcast, but as the podcast goes on, things get so weird and so dark. Okay? It gives me dark comedy vibes as well as thriller vibes. It gives me Dead to Me. That's what it gives. It is so freaking twisted, and every plot twist has you gasping. It's so good. I didn't see the plot twist at all. And when I read on Fable at the reviews, like, a lot of people didn't see the twist at all. There were so many, which I like. It wasn't so many to the point where I was annoyed. You know what I mean? No shade to Frida McFadden. I know a lot of book readers love her, but I read one of her books and it was just too many twists to the point where I was just like, okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't even seem realistic, but this was realistic. And I love a good, unreliable narrator. It kept me on edge, and if you like books where you finish and you're still thinking what really was the truth, like Verity, I recommend it. Also, another author I don't really like, Colleen Hoover, but Verity was good to me. Verity was good. It was great even. I liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Fable. I enjoyed myself. Sue me. I gave this book a 5 out of 5. So next we have Big Little Lies. If you're a Desperate Housewives fan, Devious Maids fan, please read this book. It was my first 5-star of the year and ever because the other books from 2024 weren't hitting on nan. But I started reading in November, so whatever. It shares 3 POVs of the mothers of kids of this school, and it comes all together very well in the end. I don't want to say too much, because then I'll reveal a lot. I watched a little bit of this show with Reese Witherspoon and Nicole Kidman. I had to stop watching. I couldn't finish because there was an uncomfortable sexual violence scene in the show, and I don't like that in TV at all, so I had to turn it off. But this show's really good. It's a mystery, basically, of who done it among the kids. Okay, that's all I will say. That's all I can say. I don't want to reveal too much, but if you've read it, tell me what you think about it. And I gave this book a 5 out of 5. Next up, Real. This was not my 5 out of 5. I respect Kennedy Ryan as a Black author. I think she's doing a lot for Black female authors, and I respect it. I know a lot of people like This Could Be Us and a bunch of other books that she's made, but I didn't really enjoy Real. It was about this woman who is on Broadway, and she meets a director who wants her in his big film. He doesn't want to choose anyone else, just this unknown from a New York Broadway show, and they fall in love, basically. And I'm discovering that me personally, I don't like spicy romance. And when I say spicy, you know, like a lot of sex in a book. Like, it's just not enjoyable to me, especially the descriptions. I'm just like, ooh, okay. This book did not need to be 460 pages. I feel like Big Little Lies, that's a big book. I believe it's over 400 pages. That deserves to be over 400 pages. The storytelling from start to finish was perfect. My camera died in the middle of this video, so Sony will pay for your crimes. But anyways, I had to kind of DNF this book. This is the first time I've done this, by the way. But basically, it's 460 pages. At this point, I'm on page 333. I'm like, this must end. So I just flipped through the book. I can't even lie. I just got to the plot points. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I can't anymore. I can't. And this is no shade to her. I just don't feel like it should have been 460 pages. I couldn't do it. So I rated this book a 3 out of 5. It was a 4.5 on Fable. That's why I was so excited to read it. But I believe that 4.5 is for people who already like spicy romance. I don't, so it wasn't for me. But if you like spicy romance, you'll love this book. Okay, next we have The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I don't know if that's how you say it. Don't judge me. Anyways, it was a 5. Duh. I'm classy. I know a 5 when I see it, y'all. But Taylor Jenkins Reid, if I'm even saying that right too, is a great writer. She is the only writer so far that I've read more than one of her books. That is how good she is. So, I don't usually go for romance books, as I said, but this was a gorgeous book. That's the only way to describe it. It wasn't too spicy for me. It was a mild spice. It was cute. It was fun. It was okay. It was romantic. But again, Real was too much for me. Anyways, I researched and some people knew the plot twist, and I absolutely did not know the plot twist. How did y'all know? How did y'all know that plot twist? Let me know. I also understand completely why this book has a 4.4 on Fable. It was insanely good. And when I picked it up, I thought it would be about the husbands, but it's not about them at all. It's great. Just read it. I don't want to give away too much, but definitely one of the greatest books I've ever read so far. Now, since we're talking about Taylor, I have Malibu Rising. So, she has done it again. She has done it again. I have to give her a 10s. Well, I have to give her her 4 out of 5. It wasn't 10s, but I had to give her a 4 out of 5. So, this book is perfect for the eldest daughter, and I'm the eldest daughter. Nina is a great character. You just have to read to see. But it's the tolls of being the eldest daughter and how that can affect your relationship with your mom and your dad as well. And explores complicated family dynamics and the toxic ways your parents' choices can impact you for sure. So I gave this book a 4 out of 5 because some parts were a little slow to me in the storytelling, but it was really good. It was really good. I definitely recommend it. So last but kind of least, I have Who is Maud Dixon. The main protagonist was unhinged, which I loved. It's kind of how None of This Is True was. I like an unhinged character in the book. So she does not seem aware that she's unhinged at all in the beginning, actually. And then the only thing I disliked about this book, and the reason I gave it a 3 out of 5, is because it dragged on in the middle, but the ending satisfied me for sure. I mean, if you read the description, you know that the two main characters go to Morocco. And I know Morocco is a beautiful place. I've never been, but I can imagine it is. But the descriptions of it were like very long, if that makes sense. So I did not like that part. In the middle, it got very slow just describing places in Morocco. And you'll know if you read the book or you read the book what I'm talking about, because it got really slow for me. It keeps you guessing all the way towards the end. Even though my friend told me she saw the ending, I didn't see the ending. I didn't see it at all. I liked it, but I gave it a 3 out of 5. Other books I read that did not get included in this video was Verity. I like that one. One of Us is Dead. The Perfect Marriage. I figured, and never lie, I have figured that I am not a Colleen Hoover, Geneva Rose, Frida McFadden girl. It's just not who I am. I'm a horror girl. I'm a thriller girl. That's just what it is. Some of those are thrillers that I mentioned. Actually, all of them have a little thrill in them. But I don't like how they write completely. Like Geneva Rose, out of all 3 of those, she's definitely the best. Which sounds crazy. But The Perfect Marriage is cool. So, plot twist wasn't my cup of tea though. One of Us is Dead reminds me of The Clique or Gossip Girl for adults, like the writing. Verity with Colleen Hoover. I've heard of some things about Colleen Hoover, and that's why I don't support her books. But Verity was pretty good. The twist had me like, what? And the bonus chapter had me like, what? I'm confused. And also, it was a little bit too spicy for me. That's why I gave it a 4 out of 5. I was just like, oh, sex in another chapter. Woohoo! I'm so happy about this. Like, anyways, and then Never Lie was stupid. I gave it a 2 out of 5. It didn't even make it into the freaking video because I was so upset reading it. In the middle of it, I was literally asking my cousin, please, please, please read this book. Because she's a Frida girl. I was like, please read this book and tell me your review. She was like, it can't be that bad. Like, she's really good about Arthur. Blase, blase. She told me it was bad too. And when I go on TikTok and YouTube and I see people praise Never Lie, I'm like, I'm so confused. It was so bad. It was so bad. Ooh, I was so upset. I was like, I could have taken my time and read a 3, a 4, or a 5 instead. Real didn't even make me that mad. For real. I'm about to read this book, Final Girls by Riley Sager. Hopefully I didn't butcher the last name. Looks pretty good. It's a thriller. Stephen King recommends it. So, cool. I also have my Dark Vanessa from the library, Gone Girl, and The Girl on the Train. Another book I have, which people are telling me not to read whatsoever, specifically my friends, is A Little Life. And I've seen a lot of people cry about it on the interwebs. And I've seen some of my friends say, yeah, it's not a book that you should particularly read. Because I'm a sensitive girly, so I know I'll most likely cry. But I'm still intrigued. I got it from Walmart a little minute ago. I got it in 2024 and I still haven't read it. Because I guess I have to be in a good headspace to read it now. And I'm getting there, but I don't know. I just wanted to end this video by telling you how to get back into reading and your reading goals. I suggest downloading Fable. So Goodreads is cute and all, it's cool, but it's a little outdated to me. Fable has not only book ratings, but also TV show ratings. So I think it's really good for Gen Z millennials to be on there specifically, because it's just way more entertaining. I'll just say it. Also, if you're looking for guidance in life, I do recommend fiction books. A lot of people recommend self-help books, but I recommend fiction. There are a lot of books, including the ones I just talked about, that make you feel less alone in your situations and make you look more into your identity and who you are, and just navigating your friendships and relationships, whether platonic or romantic. It's pretty dang good. I love fiction books. And also, you just dive in. Whatever you're going through in life, you can dive into another person's world, even though they're fictional. And I feel like for me personally, I don't even think about what's going on in my life anymore. I'm into the book. lately I've been into more books than freaking movies and TV shows. And that's crazy, because even last year I wouldn't have told that to you. I'd been like, I love shows, but books are really, I love diving into them. I think the books that I've said are great for anyone looking to fall back into reading. And if you have any interest like me in terms of thrillers or fictional drama, you will love the books that I recommended. And I am officially on my 9th book of the year. So my goal is 50 books. And I'm on track, of course, to reach the 50 books. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited I'm getting something off my resolutions done. I hope to be on the 11th by the end of the month. Let's see if that happens. But as always, and I always say this to all my friends and family, if you eat every day, you have to read every day. Okay guys, bye.